Okay, this is just a quick conclusion to the tournament I had this past Saturday. Warhammer 40k, it was 1850. I was playing Tau. There are just some quick photos here of the different armies that played. Unfortunately, I couldn't get pictures of each and every army. There were a couple very well painted Tyrannid players, or Tyrannid armies, who had actually managed to pack up before I got around to doing pictures. The same with a Space Wolves player who's very, very well painted, actually. Quite amazing. I really wish I had gotten pictures of those. But I did manage to get pictures of these other ones. These last couple pictures, or these pictures here, are the Sons of Medusa, brought in from a guy, I believe, who was from Calgary. Might have actually been from Red Deer, I can't remember. Very well painted, in my opinion. You know, I'm not that great. He had a painter. He had a Lysander as his HQ, a very well painted model, in my opinion. Really, really like the color scheme. I like the greens. You know, it looks really good on a Space Marine force. Plus, he was playing. You know, he's not your average Space Marine list with Thunder, Hammer, Storm, Shield, Terminators. No, it was quite varied. It was quite nice. You know, Cronus and a Land Raider, did not see that coming. If you watch the battle report, you'll find that it took forever to kill that tank. I think it took me 3 turns. That mission was taken hold and pitched battle deployment. I keep on forgetting to mention the mission and deployment styles in my videos. It's something I really got to work on. Really working to improve how I'm doing these battle reports. So any comments and criticism about this is greatly appreciated. You know, I'm really trying to improve and do better so that you guys watching these are enjoying them and can greatly understand what's going on. I kind of like the phase recap, like I did with the first video, as compared to turn recaps. However, phase recaps take a lot longer. There's Cronus right there. Hopefully I can get that picture to line up with that. Yeah, I'm just really liking it. I'm hoping that if that works for most people, it takes a lot longer to do a battle report, and in a tournament setting where you're really kind of go, doesn't really work that well. Here we have the Blood Angels players, Marines. He's the younger fellow in a club. He's pretty good. You know, he's a fun player. He's a great sport. His conversion for the frag cannon on his dreadnought, I think, is kind of the coolest thing. It's pretty cool. I like the weapon itself. Here is one of the 2 Imperial Guard players we had. Oddly enough, we only had 2 Marine players, the Blood Angels and the Sons of Medusa. But yeah, one of the Guard players that came, I can't remember the name of this guy. He's the guy from Street Fighter. That's who he's modeled. And if you know who he is, put the comments below, because man, I just cannot remember the name of this guy for the life of me. But his army was pretty cool. It was pretty much anti-armor through and through. You know, Meltavets and the Manticores and 3 Vendettas, which was hilarious because when he fought the other Imperial Guard player who had, you know, your classic leaf blower list, you know, templates all over the place, who was mostly armor. Yeah, I'm not really sure I need to tell you who won that one. It was quite a fun game to watch, though. You know, his painting is really, really good. I really like the red and black scheme on his vehicles. It's quite nice. His Vendettas look really cool. His third one with the alternative camo scheme is kind of cool. I like that. Here's the Demons player I faced in the first round. Yeah, him like me, unfortunately, didn't get everything painted, but what he did get painted is done really, really well, in my opinion. It's mostly inks and whatnot, so it's relatively quick and easy, but yeah, he gets some really nice colors. His plague bearers look, you know, sufficiently nurgly, you know, a little bit of good basing, and they look amazing. These next couple pictures are a little bit of shoddy camera work. My hands aren't exactly the steadiest thing in the world. But his demon princes actually look really nice, especially that Nurgle one. I'm really sorry the detail didn't come out on that one, but it actually looked really cool. The Tzeentch one looked really cool too. I like the bone-colored armor. At least it looks bone-colored. The Seekers, also another fuzzy picture, but I'm really looking forward to seeing those guys painted. Yeah, they were really fun. They're really fun. I played a couple practice games against them, and yeah, they're really ugly when they attack stuff. They can really chew through anything Mattel's got, suits and Kroot and anything. His Screamers. In one practice game, their fangs count as melta bombs, so they blew up one of my tanks, and then the explosion proceeded to kill themselves. It was quite funny to watch, but it kind of sucked. It took out a tank, but they're really fun to play. They didn't really do much in our game. Not a big one. That was the one game I remembered to actually say what the mission was. My second game, by the way, was Spearhead and Taken Hold, or no, Annihilation rather. That was a fun game. Here's the Necron player. I can't remember his name, but he had a really nicely painted army. I kind of like the rusty blue color scheme. Looks really nice. The 3 monoliths and lots of warriors. It was cool. His phase-out number was something like 8 models. So you really had to get him down. It was really difficult, but yeah, he had a lot of fun with it. I think he did well this tournament. He had a lot of fun. And this is a very crappy picture of his Necron Lord. I really got to work on that. And my video camera does really good videos, but its pictures are a little bit fuzzy. It doesn't have the same kind of stuff, nor does it have a macro mode, or a micro mode. So it's really, really bad on close-ups. So it makes it a little bit difficult. But his scarabs looked really cool. I thought they looked really interesting and really well painted. The warriors also look really cool, really rusty, deserty, really Necron-y. My second game was against orcs, and I have to admit I love fighting orcs. I never fought them before that day, but wow, space orcs are so much fun. They're quite the fun army to play. He had his trucks are converted centaurs from Forge World. He's widened them with plastic hard and some conversion work. Really well done. His knobs were a lot of fun. Same with his war boss. I really had a fun game with this guy. It was really close. That's the second tournament game. It was fun. His boys really well painted. Oh, it was just crazy well done army. I really liked fighting it, and I really wish my army I could paint to this level. And yeah, I really wish I had managed to get my army painted, but I was lucky to get it assembled the night before the tournament. So, but it was just really fun to see these armies on the field. You'll see his knobs, his mega knobs, and Boss Snickrot was fun. I like that model. I like the idea of it, but man, I hate it when commandos outflank. It's ugly on a Tau castle. It kind of hurts, especially when they assault right away. And it's just crazy, but yeah. That's pretty much it for the tournament. Closing comments. The 2 Tyranid players faced off against each other. I can't remember who won out of it, but it was a really fun game to look and watch and see how things went. The Demons player who beat me first round got pretty kicked in his second game against that Imperial Guard leaf blower-ish list. I probably would just call it template spam, but he kind of twisted the classic internet leaf blower list for the heck of it. He was in it for the fun, and well, it was quite fun. I'm glad I didn't face it. Who else was there? The Blood Angels player actually amazingly didn't win any of his games, but he had a lot of fun doing it. He gave all his opponents quite the good run for their money. And the tournament prizes weren't really done first, second, or third. Well, they were first, second, or third, but they also did random draws, and I find it quite hilarious that the Blood Angels player won a Storm Raven in one of the draws. I find that quite funny, and I'm looking forward to being able to shoot at that with my railguns when the time comes and gets that put together. for the most part, I got one more battle report coming up after this one. That's my Tau versus a friend using my IG, who was very character heavy, and I found that really fun. It should be up shortly after this one. And I really enjoyed going to this tournament. I don't know when there'll be another one. I know there's Mythicon in September. I have to register for that.